Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I think I just completely bombed that little bit of an introduction. So today I want to be talking about the XM57, the tier 8, paid tank, because you can't exactly buy it in game, even though it's 8,500 gold is the pricing that we have over on the Wargaming website right here, which I didn't really set anything up just yet. But 8,500 gold is what they're asking for this tank. I'm going to zoom in a little bit to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see. But 8,500. Problem is that you cannot buy this tank specifically inside the game. You actually have to risk gambling for it or spend $300 to get your hand on it. And to me, that is obsessive, absolutely obsessive. I have got so many problems with this that I don't even want to consider reviewing this tank ever because of how it is set up. So for instance, if you want to get 50 of these boxes, it's going to run you $100 in game. So for instance, 12,500 gold for 25 boxes for 25 crates. And then, gold cost, it's going to run you $300 of gold to get 75,000. Because sure, they have it labeled as 70,000 here in the garage, but the fact is that if you go out of your way and you buy yourself, a 5,000 set, you buy yourself, let's do some math here. So a little bit of confusion here. I'm going to do a little bit of math. Please bear with me for a moment. You know what? Screw the math, because none of it adds up correctly to 70,000. You have to buy $300 worth of gold in game to be able to get it. Now, I am a firm believer in ChatGPT. I've been using it now for a couple of weeks. I've also been reaching out to a couple of artists and getting some work done because I'm a nerd whenever it comes down to it. But ChatGPT is amazing at compiling information. Now, it's not the greatest tool in the world. It's kind of dumb at times, but so are we whenever it comes down to it. But I want to share this with you. I ran through a couple of settings with ChatGPT, and I was asking to do a little bit of math on this. So we were talking about the take. Now let's say someone else randomly getting it. What's their odds? So I put in the percentage chances. You have a chance of not getting it in one crate. Yada yada yada. We went through like an entire math sequence here, and I took screenshots and everything else, and had ChatGPT compile it because I'm lazy. But me, I got it within 54 crates. My 54th crate was the one to get it. The problem here is that if you want a near 100% chance to get it, that's going to take 300 crates. Now, the issue here is that 300 crates, 25 of these is $50 a pop. So if we go ahead and take our calculator out, to get a 95% chance of getting the tank within 300 crates, it's going to run you $600 to be able to get this. And then if you want to outright buy it, then you're going to need to be able to, spend 300, so half that, and then spend half of what you're actually looking to get into. But for those lucky people that got it on their first box, it's a 0.917% chance to get it. Now, here is the best part, okay? Does this look like gambling? This is absolutely resembles gambling. Let's break it down clearly. What makes it functionally gambling? If you guys want to sit down and read this, be my absolute guest and go crazy with this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down so you can go ahead and pause and take a look. Because this is absolutely hilarious to me. That even ChatGPT recognizes this as gambling. So yes, I do have a massive issue whenever it comes down to looking at a tank like this and thinking to myself, do I want to make a video on this or do I want to completely avoid it? To be honest with you, I want to completely avoid it because it is the most brain dead shit I have ever seen them do. They did this with the Panzer 7, the 70E, whatever it was. Like, we could actually take a look at it right here because, World of Tanks website, it's very simple to do this. Another tank that was on this same exact list that had this exact same problem was back in December. It was the Kampfpanzer 07PE. Now, to give you guys an idea, this was a tier 10 that I was excited for. This was one that I was sitting here all like, dude, once this is added, this is going to be an absolute menace to play. and I would have happily spent $100 to get my hand in this tank without even caring. But the issue is, some people spent around $500 and still did not get this tank. The same thing here about the XM57, but the thing is, some people are getting this thing for free. Keep in mind, if you got this for free, that is a 0.917% chance to get this thing on your first box, first try, for free. So if you're one of those lucky people that managed to get your hands on this thing, congratulations. I had to spend $135 to get mine. So I have an issue with that because $135 is a little bit more expensive than 8,500 gold that, you know, the tank should have actually cost from within game. Now, for everyone watching this, I want you to understand that I do not support these mechanics at all, and you should not either. This is something that is egregious. It is malicious. It is designed specifically to be malicious. This is not in our best interest. This is specifically tailored to farm us for money as we try to farm damage with these tanks. And I'm telling you now, this thing is not very good at farming damage because of how absolutely horrendous the gun is. The accuracy on this thing is going to say 0.43. We got 0.42s that are more pinpoint than this. Aim time at 3 seconds, absolutely god-awful. Reload time, whatever. It's a big 155. So you got max ammo speed, 900, 1100, 900. This plays a role into why the shells feel so bad. Accuracy of 0.43, 900 shell velocity means your shell has longer to veer off course. If this was 1400 shell velocity, that would be a bigger difference in terms of, you know, like having a 0.42 and 1400 shell velocity. Your bloom, like where the center of my mouse is right here, you know, better yet, let's just do that. I'm going to minimize this. Better yet, center point here, you have this, okay? This is your 1400 meters a second shell velocity threshold, all right, at 0.42. Now here is your 155 at 900. There's a massive difference. The reason why is because the faster the shell, the less time it has to disperse, okay? This is actually within game. This is the mechanics of the game, how this works. So the slower the shell velocity, the bigger your impact window. That's why some shells feel like they miss completely because of how slow they are. You load a round that is 1100 meters a second, suddenly your accuracy is here. You load a round that's 1400, suddenly your accuracy is here. There's a massive difference whenever it comes down to looking at how they are put together. And by the way, if you guys are looking to get a web browser that is actually worthwhile, use Brave. All the way. Brave is ad blocking out the ass, and it even tells you how much stuff you have saved in terms of everything. So, I mean, like, I'm not going to complain about this. YouTube can do whatever it wants to do and try to, you know, grind me for every single penny that I have. And then suck me dry for ad revenue. Don't get me wrong, I'll watch content creators and give them ad revenue, but yeah, it's just a whole system that is absolutely irritating. So this tank, the XM57, I have a couple of problems with it. $300 tank, possibly even a $600 tank to have almost a guaranteed chance. We're talking like a 95% chance. 95.3% chance after opening 300 boxes. If you have not gotten it by the time you spend $600, please turn off your Xbox and go talk to a therapist because you have a gambling addiction and a very massive problem. Anyways, I'm not going to go over any of the stats inside this tank. I'm not going to go over anything super crazy detailed inside this tank. I am just going to put 2 matches inside this thing, and I'm going to tell you outright, do not try to buy this tank. It is not worth your time. It is not worth your money. It is not worth spending an arm and a leg to support wargaming and their malicious intentions against children that play this game because it's Peggy 12 rated T. So that's my issue. You know, I'm 27. I work a full-time job, and I'll tell you right now, $300 on a video game? Are you kidding me? Excuse me, but I'm going to go play Black Myth Wukong after I'm done making this video. And I just got done beating Detroit Become Human. I'm actually going to replay that because it was good. And you see, this right here is going to be over 100 hours worth of gameplay and enjoyment for $73 because I got them both on sale for the summer sale. So yeah. Fuck you, Wargaming. Now, in terms of, you know, cost to price, The fun factor of this tank compared to the amount of money that you put inside of it, well, it kind of sucks that I put a lot of money into it because the fun factor per cent invested is not there. I see this tank maybe being played a total of like 10 hours on my account and then no longer touching it again, which means that that's $13 an hour that I spent on this tank. While if I would have paid, I don't know, the 45 bucks or the 40 bucks that they're asking for this tank, I would not feel as bad whenever I look back and go, oh, $4 an hour. That's not too bad. And thinking about it in that term, in that way of sense, you know, I probably just made some people go, whoa, you hurt my brain. All right, I had to, you know, pause for a moment and calm down because I'm on one of those rants. It's one of those days. You know, like I keep on thinking back to my sister's graduation. Like the strangest thing ever. There's a kid that goes up, all right, and he jumps on top of the stage, and the first words out of his mouth is like, "I am a Mexican American," and the first words that should have been out of my mouth after he said that was, you know, "Shut the up," okay? Because you know what? Like, I'm sorry. I understand that some people, it's all like, yeah, but that's politically correct. I don't care about your political correctness. I care about the people who actually took the time out and fought for the country to be called an American. You took a shit on their reputation. You took a shit on everything that they stood for. Sorry. That's my feelings on that. So yeah, a little bit of a, you know, I'm a little salty today. Just a little bit. I had to double check if I had the reloader on this. But yeah, you know, a little bit salty. I don't like people trying to act all political because they're going to be nationalizing themselves inside sections. And the last time I checked, this isn't Nazi Germany. This is America. If you are in America and you are a citizen, you are legally a citizen in America, guess what? You are an American. Nothing else. You are an American. 5 degrees of gun depression on this thing, by the way. Really good turret armor if you play it correctly. Absolutely nasty if you play it correctly. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to pull on that Cobra. I want to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Now, this tank, it's a real big hit or miss. And whenever I say real big hit or miss, I mean like really big hit or miss. This thing is... it's slow. Also, I'm making a dumb play. I'm pulling all the way out here, and I guarantee we got snipers off in my rear. I'm soon going to get a inconsensual prostate exam. No, I did not consent to this. I guess not. All right. That's 5 degrees of gun depression for you right there. To give that for a second. We're gonna go. I should be able to go through his track right here, right? Nope, I cannot. Now I did learn a couple of things. If you guys want, actually take the time out and go watch the streams that I played with this, because I went over the armor inside that. Trying to learn how to play it correctly. I mean, it doesn't matter because, like, I'm honestly not gonna be the guy that's gonna play this thing all the time. I don't really care to 3-mark this thing. I was excited to get it. You know, this is one of those tanks that it's iconic in my eyes, and it stood out. But then the moment that they put it behind the entire, like, gambling procedure to get your hands on it, it was a complete takeaway for me. Like, I don't see the value in it. I really don't see the value in this thing. Oh, you want to brawl? I'm going to show you something real quick. Okay, you never shot me again, so that worked out well. Hello, Mantis. How are you today? Owie. You shot me twice and then ran off. Don't you got a couple more shells that you can fire at me, or did you just completely abandon everything that you were loading? Also, I feel a little bit alone, and I hear stuff falling. All right, where am I getting spotted from? Wow. Gotta love it, don't you? Like, legitimately gotta love it. I am gonna get rushed so hard. You see, like, we shot the wall. We didn't even shoot the tank. Like, that just full on went to Narnia and back. Right here, though, our butt is at an auto ricochet angle, so if he fires at it, he's gonna bounce. As he shoots the tracks in the front, because, you know, logic. And then artillery is just gonna obliterate me, because, you know. Oh, God, I love the accuracy on this thing. You cannot be moving and firing inside this. You have to physically, like, plant yourself in a wall and never move. Because anytime that you move, your gun just... your shell's going to Narnia. It found the witch in the wardrobe, and it missed it the entire way. Like, you can outline... You can outline Grand Central Station on a barn with this thing. It is that bad. Oh my God. And somehow still top of the team. I'm so confused on this. All right, a good map. Arctic region is a good map. Now, concealment-wise, this thing's got some concealment, you know? Like, it's a very niche tank. Niche, like, legitimately garbage. Locked behind boxes. So, like, if you bought this, you bought literal garbage that you're gonna only put a couple of matches into. Now, I'm not gonna say that this thing is a bad tank. It's a good tank. It's got its uses. Okay, but not $300 of uses. $40 of usage, you know, not 300. I seriously think that what they're doing is they're getting desperate, and they're trying to make money off this and everything else. It's like, dude, if you guys want to make money off the tanks that you're putting in game, do you want to know the simplest thing that you can do? The absolute simplest thing that you can do? Put this tank up for $30. You realize how many of these things will sell if you put it up for $30? I'm just saying, you will make more money off of it being $30 than you will $300. Because it's going to be like 1 out of 20 people, 1 out of 50 people that's going to blow all that money. The thing is, though, is that if it's $30, guess what's going to happen? Those 30 people, you might get 15 of them that will be like, hey, that's a good deal. I'm going to buy that because it looks good. You know? So, I mean... yeah, I'll say it all day long. It's a joke, a really bad one. All right, I don't know what the team's doing because we should have more guys over here, but we don't. But yeah, like, this should work out really good for me because 15-second reload, yeah, I'm gonna struggle. I'm not using a gun rammer on this. I'm using a reloader so I can shell swap. That light tank go. That's what I'm wondering right now. All right, so I'm gonna say it. You guys saw it. You saw that, right? Because I saw that. I saw that I was right on him. By the way, since he's on the rear like that, it's gonna be. You can try and get some super cheesy ricochets, but it's not gonna happen because of artillery. So yeah, like leading the shell. You guys saw how far off that shell went with that high explosive. It went 9.5 miles to the right, rather than on target, dead in front of me. So, dear God. Watching World of Muppets right here. These guys got stuck in the bottom ridge by overdriving, and now they're shoving one another in the back corner trying to get out, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I'm literally watching World of Muppets right now. This guy just rolled. What is this game? How am I third? Again, I'm blown away by how early I die, and I still end up in top 3. Blown away. Oh, I should probably turn on the recording. Alrighty. Highway is gonna be a good map. Ooh, team destruction. So I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go sit in a bush on my side of the map and never move, because I need to stay still to fire at anything. You know, I can't play aggressive close quarters because my shells fly, you know, 9.5 miles off. because, you know, balanced. And then so many issues. Like, I can't believe that they didn't just put this in the store by itself. Like, you know, it's like they do the Basante. All right, the Basante C45. It was in the store that you could purchase. And that was a good deal. Problem was, it's an extremely crap tank. You know, they released it in this game so nerfed beyond nerfed that the most recent buff that they did to it is not even a buff. Like, it's a yeah, it did nothing to help it. You know, they could stop and say whatever it is that they want to say, but in reality, it was just trash. Alright, that was worth a shot, but he was zigzagging on me. I didn't know where to aim. Alright, what do we got? Death Star? Their light tanks aren't exactly doing a whole lot for light tanking. There we go, Turan. You got space cancer in the game, Turan. Alright, now am I too close? I've got the concealment that I can pretty much go anywhere if I want to. Alright, T92 Falcon. Don't want to load in my standard rounds and push up in there. This is my last match as well. Like, I am not going to play any more of this thing. Like, this is my last match, and then I'm getting off. Because I already got myself mad thinking about this thing. Oh, hello, Death Star. Oh, hello, Turan. No one wants to say hello. Got a Grom. Hey, look, a Grom. That's a tank that was added into the game that is actually good, you know, and you could buy it out of the store originally. And by actually good, I mean it's the best tier 8 in the game according to global win rate. It's got like a 54.36 win rate. It's the best TD in the game, tier for tier. The Grom is the best TD. You know, so it's like they release all of this garbage, and then they release like one or two actually really good tanks. This thing is just god-awful. Oh, we got Iron Riding. Worth a shot. Completely missing. Man, your turret was damaged and you stayed up there trying to get another shot off. Like, I don't know what you're doing. I still don't know what these guys are doing. 9-13. We're going to get rolled because we're just going to get completely surrounded. We may be TDs, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be effective at it. Honestly, I'm really close front line. I should probably rotate to the right and start watching out my side flank here. Should try to take a scout roll. Which I doubt that's going to be able to happen. While I do have good concealment, it doesn't mean that it's the best. So I got to make sure if I move forward, I got to get into this bush here. Yep, that heavy tank spotted me. He's going to shoot me in the side. I got to hit that. I got to get low here. And completely surrounded. Yep. This match is already over. Like, I don't know what's going on. But that's definitely my last one. Because this thing's already irritating. And the teams don't look like they're doing too good today. I already watched a couple of people, you know, roll sideways 9.5 times. So yeah, you can probably tell I'm a little bit upset about what they're doing. Because it's it's trash. That's all it is. It's absolute brain dead trash. And the other brain dead trash is whenever you log on and this pops up saying, "Hey, go to our website, open the browser, open the browser, open Microsoft Edge on your Xbox." All right, I'm sorry, Wargaming, but this is dumb in so many ways. I have my own problems with it. This has got to be the worst season. The past year has been the worst year in World of Tanks console history. You thought 6.0 was bad? No. The monetization practice that is currently going on is one of the worst that has ever been. And it's wrong in so many ways. Even ChatGPT recognizes it as gambling after just taking one quick glance. I didn't program it to say that. I didn't tell it to be like, "Hey, look, I want you to say it's gambling." No, like legitimately, here's exactly what I did of ChatGPT. This is one single chat. Okay, this is the very top of the chats. I took one screenshot. It went over it. It did the math on it. It did what I told it to do. You know, it took me 54, and it's like, "Yeah, good for you. Good job. Going against the odds." You know, it's always got to be productive. Only a 30% chance of getting it within 54 crates. And some people are all like, "Hey, 40% chance is not too bad." This is $100. All right, a 40% chance for $100, and the tank, keep in mind, is 8,500 gold. I just paid 3 times the value to get this tank. I'm not happy about that. So yeah, because everything else inside the chest, if you want me to be completely honest with you, everything inside the chest is complete trash. Camo sets, no one cares. Commanders, no one cares. Emblems, no one cares. All right? Just saying. Free XP. Oh, wow. Let me go play, what is it, 100 matches to get 25,000 XP? Because whatever. Premium account, I don't give a crap about premium account. But at least you got 360 days in there. All right, that's actually pretty good. If you end up with that and you spent $100, that's a win-win situation. Silver. Yeah, no one cares. Just saying. Universal camo vouchers, you get 6, you get 2. Please, for the love of God, make it 4 and 4 only. Because how many camos do you need for a single tank? You need 4 camo vouchers to get a permanent set on a single tank. I don't know why they give you 2 randomly and 6. My OCD is stripping my brain saying if I get a 6, I'd prefer a 4. Because at least then I can properly get stuff put together. And then, you know, super drops, 20,000 gold, 50,000 gold at 0.01% chance to actually get this super drop. At least it's not a 9 per crew commander. That's some specialty commander that literally the only thing that happens when people play that commander is they get made fun of for how much money they spent on the game by being, this isn't a super drop. This should be relabeled as super well, because that's all I see it being. Anyways, guys, yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated about this because they don't know what they're doing anymore. They're getting aggressive monetization and everything else. I don't care about the XM57. I'm probably only going to cover it on the channel a couple of times. If you want to know what actually has some value in game, okay, Valor's still here. I'm just blind as a bat trying to find it. But the thing that actually has value right now in this game is the Char 75. This is an amazing crit master of a tank. On my channel, I have a video called The Crit Machine, and it features this tank. If you play this thing correctly, it is an absolute monster. So I would actually recommend to go check out The Crit Machine. Let me find it real quick. Yeah, The Crit Machine. 6 months ago is whenever I first posted the video. So right here, Char 75, aka The Crit Machine. This is an actually monstrous tank in game, and you can earn it for free. Scratch that. No, you can't earn it for free. The reason why is because you gotta grind. If you want to get your hands on free chests, you gotta put in 30 matches to get a minimum of 1,000 free XP, like to get the 30,000 free XP in the game. Okay, so if you want to actually get a chest in this game, Banners of Valor, earn points to get your Bravo Alpha, your 2 war chests for 225. But then once you get it, it's now gone. You can't get that again. That is now gone. So technically, sure, you know, you can earn it all for free. You can get the 5,000, which the 5,000 is now gone because I spent my points to buy the 2 chests. So that 5,000 points is now gone. So it's kind of like, I'm going to open these now. Let's see what I get, because whatever. By the way, I recommend to open these things 1 at a time, because 2 at a time is not worth it. And another useless 1-star commander. You know, it's like, what am I going to do with the commander? You know? So, yeah, absolute trash that comes out of those. It's like whenever they came out with the Valkyrie again, and then they gave her new voice lines. And the reality is, whenever I got the Valkyrie, she had the standard voice lines, and now I select her and I go to customize. And the problem is, voice unavailable, wargaming. You realize she had 2 voice lines now. I had the default version, which I prefer, because I'm not pulling my hair out, you know, listening to Monkey King in the background, be like, oh, our ally's in trouble. We need to go save him now. Problems. They were not powerful enough to counter the Monkey King. You know, like, I want to pull my hair out with some of the voice acting that's on these. You know, like Michelangelo and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, dude, they did my boy Michelangelo wrong. Guy looks like he's made of Play-Doh. All right, the movie did justice back in the 80s. Wargaming didn't do them any justice. They look god-awful. All right. I didn't realize we were playing Fortnite. There's a reason why I don't play that. Because, you know, sex doesn't sell in World of Tanks. You wanna know what sells in World of Tanks? Actually sexy tanks. For instance, E75TS. A lot of people talk really bad about this tank, and they're like, oh, it's not that good. I completely agree with you, but to me, this is an absolute beautiful looking tank. I think this thing is gorgeous, okay? I got 2 marks on the barrel, and believe me, I've been trying to get my 3rd mark on this for years, but I don't put enough time into it to actually try and get the 3rd mark, because whenever I play this thing, I always want to pull my hair out, because I got a 9-point-something second reload with 360 alpha, 9.6. And you got the Kryvets 1, which is a tier 8 Russian. By the way, I'm going the complete wrong direction to find the Russian. So really fast swap here. But Kryvets 1, simplest example that I can do to show this off. This is a 390 alpha gun. All right? 390 alpha. No gun rammer. All right? E75TS with the gun rammer had 9.2. This thing with a crew and a gun rammer has a 9.97. Without a gun rammer, this thing's at 9.97. Okay. 0.3 second difference. If I put a gun rammer on this, it is hands down better DPM. It's already better DPM. And that kind of sucks. You know, like, I prefer the E75TS to be sitting like 360 or 360 alpha at like an 8.7 second reload. That would completely change the role of the tank. But no, wargaming, being wargaming, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to balance their own game. They base everything off of statistics, which is the reason why we're never going to see the Prototype 6 ever get readjusted, because in the 6 months that the tank has been out in the game, it's only been played 2,700 times, because it's an absolutely garbage tank. While in PC, this thing's got a 3-shot autoloader. Here in console, we got a single shotgun, and that's all we got. You know, the PC version of the game with this tank looks amazing, and then we jump over here in console, and the only thing we want to do is pull our head out. Anyways, long video. You know, not as long, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your opinions down in the comments, because I know where my opinion stands on this, because it's just, this past year we've had one actually good tank come out, the Grom. Everything else has come out except for the M4Y. Then again, I like the M4Y, even though it's a really bad tank. It's all been garbage content, like filler space. It's just nothing but trash. Nothing good has come out in the past year. It blows my mind. Anyways, guys, have a great day, afternoon, night, whatever time you're catching this, and I'll see you all in the next one.